Have you ever felt like you're not good enough? Maybe it's after a tough loss, a missed opportunity, or just a quiet moment when doubt creeps in. That feeling of falling short, of not measuring up, touches everyone at some point, no matter who they are or where they come from. That quiet whisper, "You can't do it," visits everyone, everywhere. It doesn't matter if you're the star of the team or just starting out, that voice of uncertainty can be loud, especially when you care deeply about something. But here's the truth. It's not about whether you fall, but what you do after. Every stumble, every mistake, is a chance to learn, to grow, and to prove to yourself that you're stronger than you think. This is the story of Adil, a boy who learned to stand up again and again. No matter how many times he was knocked down, he found the courage to rise, dust himself off, and try once more. He loved sports, but he always lost. Too slow, too clumsy, always last. It seemed like no matter how hard he tried, victory was always just out of reach. The disappointment stung, but his passion for the game never faded. Adil's journey is for anyone who's ever been told they're not enough. For those who faced setbacks, criticism, or felt invisible in a crowd. His story is a reminder that you're not alone in your struggles. It's a reminder, our worth isn't measured by wins, but by how many times we get back up. True strength is found in resilience, in the willingness to keep going even when the odds are stacked against you. The path to becoming a champion is rarely straight. It's filled with twists, turns, and unexpected challenges. But every setback is a step forward if you choose to keep moving. It's in the struggle that we find our true strength. When we push through the pain, the doubt, and the fear, we discover what we're truly capable of. Adil's story is a beacon of hope for anyone who's ever felt at their lowest. It shows us that even in our darkest moments, there's a spark inside us waiting to shine. And sometimes, all it takes is the courage to stand up one more time. Adil's love for sports was boundless, a passion that seemed to light up his entire world. From the moment he first stepped onto a field, he felt a rush of excitement, a sense of belonging that nothing else could match. Whether it was the thrill of chasing a ball or the simple joy of running under the open sky, Adil's heart beat for the game itself. But despite his enthusiasm, his record was a string of losses. Game after game, season after season, the scoreboard rarely showed his team on top. The sting of defeat became a familiar feeling, and the cheers from the crowd were often for someone else. He tried running, football, and every sport he could join, hoping to find his place. Each new game brought fresh hope, but also new challenges. Basketball. Always last, always missing, always hearing the whispers, "Don't pass to Adil." The words stung, echoing in his mind long after the games ended. He felt invisible, left out, and sometimes even doubted himself. The disappointment grew heavy, and the joy faded. Each loss chipped away at his confidence, making it harder to smile after every game. He wondered if he should quit. Was it worth it to keep trying when the outcome never seemed to change? The thought of giving up crept in, making him question everything he loved. But deep down, he still loved the game, the cool air filling his lungs, the laughter with teammates, the feeling of being alive and free on the field. It wasn't about winning or losing. It was about the moments that made his heart race and his spirit soar. He didn't play to be the best. He played because it made him happy. The pure joy of movement, the friendships and the memories, meant more than any trophy ever could. Yet the constant losing wore him down. The frustration built up, and sometimes he wondered if anyone noticed how hard he tried. He stood at a crossroads. Should he give up, or keep playing for the love of it? The decision weighed on him, but he knew deep inside what truly mattered. That stubborn spark inside him refused to let go. No matter how many times he lost, his love for the game kept him coming back, ready to try again, fueled by hope and the simple joy of playing. After another defeat, Adil came home silent and defeated. His father, seeing his pain, asked a simple question. "Why do you still play?" No one had ever asked Adil that. He thought of the losses, but also the laughter, the sun on his face, the love for the game. "I play because I love it," he finally said. His father smiled. "That's the only reason you need. Play because you love it." That conversation changed everything. Adil realized he didn't need to win. He just needed to play for the joy of it. A new sense of purpose began to grow. The next morning, Adil woke up early, determined to get better. Not to win, but to improve. He ran, practiced football, shot hoops, always against himself, not others. Progress was slow and invisible. He still lost games, but now he remembered his why. He played because he loved it, and each failure became a lesson. Day by day, he built resilience. No trophies, no medals, but inside, he was transforming. He found joy in the process, not just the result. He was no longer afraid of failing. Every setback was a stepping stone to becoming his best self. The annual town sports tournament arrived. This time, Adil saw it as a chance to measure his growth, not to win. He signed up for the running race, heart full of hope. At the starting line, he faced his old rival, Ferris, but felt no fear. He ran his own race, steady and focused. To everyone's surprise, he won his first heat, then the next. He wasn't the fastest, but he was the most determined. He reached the final, facing Ferris again. As the race began, Ferris surged ahead, but Adil remembered his journey. He ran to honor his own progress, not to beat anyone else. In the final stretch of the race, Adil found himself still behind the others. The finish line was in sight, but the gap between him and the leaders seemed almost impossible to close. Every muscle in his body ached, and his lungs burned with every breath. The cheers from the crowd faded into the background, replaced by the pounding of his own heart in his ears. His body screamed at him to stop, to give in to the exhaustion. But Adil kept his eyes locked on the finish line. In that single moment, he remembered all the early mornings, the endless laps, and the sacrifices he had made over the years. Everything he had worked for was condensed into this one final push. He dug deeper, pushing himself harder than ever before. He let go of thoughts about Faris, his main rival, and stopped worrying about the crowd or even about winning itself. All that mattered was giving his absolute best, running with every ounce of strength and determination he had built up through years of training. With each stride, he felt the power in his legs, the culmination of countless hours of effort. He ran not just to win, but to prove to himself that he could overcome his own limits. In the final meters, adrenaline surged through him. He caught up to the leaders, and with a final burst of speed, he surged ahead, crossing the finish line just a fraction of a second before the others. The stadium erupted in cheers. The crowd celebrated his victory, their applause echoing all around. Adil had won the race, but as he stood there, catching his breath, he realized something even more important. As he held the medal in his hands, he understood that the real victory wasn't just about crossing the finish line first. It was about the journey, the perseverance, and the courage to keep going when things got tough. The true prize was his resilience, his ability to push through pain and doubt, and his refusal to give up no matter how difficult the challenge became. In that moment, Adil felt a deep sense of joy and fulfillment. He had become someone who found strength in struggle, who discovered joy in the effort itself, and who learned that real growth happens when you refuse to quit. True success, he realized, isn't just for those who never fall, but for anyone willing to rise up one more time than they stumble. That, he knew, was the true meaning of victory.